I see you staring at the pill bottles in the quiet morning light. You are 60 years old, and every new ache sends a terrifying chill through your chest. You secretly fear fading away and becoming a burden. I am sitting right beside you in that heavy silence, watching you carry this unbearable weight of time completely alone. Please, stay with me. If you keep listening, I promise to replace your deepest fears with my perfect, healing peace. If my words brought a quiet comfort to your weary soul today, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I see you. I see the way you sit in that chair, the way your hands rest on your knees, and the way your eyes sometimes drift to the window, watching the golden hour fade into gray. I know the weight of the silence in your house, a silence that speaks louder than any words ever could. You are 60, perhaps 70 or 80, and you feel as though the world has moved on while you are still here, grappling with a heart that feels heavy with the years. I want you to know, right here in this moment, that I am sitting across from you. I am not a distant figure in a stained glass window or a character in an old book. I am your brother, your savior, and your friend, and I have seen every tear you shed when no one else was looking. You carry an exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. It is a weariness of the soul, born from decades of being the one who had to be strong, the one who had to provide, the one who had to hold the family together. And now, as your body feels more fragile and the doctor's visits become more frequent, that old enemy, fear, whispers in your ear. It tells you that you are a burden. It tells you that your best days are behind you and that all that remains is a slow decline. But I am here to tell you that those whispers are lies. I see the beauty in your silver hair and the wisdom in your lined face. To me, you are not old or used up. You are a masterpiece that I am still painting, a story that is far from over. I know the specific ache of looking back. You replay scenes from 30 years ago, a harsh word to a child, a missed opportunity, a secret mistake, and you let that guilt eat away at your peace. You think to yourself, if only I had been better, maybe I wouldn't feel this way now. My dear child, I want you to let out a long, deep breath. Release the tension in your shoulders. I did not come into this world to point a finger at your scars. I came to heal them. I saw you in your 30s when you were struggling. I saw you in your 50s when you were tired. And I see you now. I have never stopped loving you, not even for a single second. Your pain is valid. The fear you feel about your health is real, but it does not have to be your master. You have spent so much of your life caring for others, worrying about the opinions of neighbors, and trying to measure up to a standard that was never mine. You are tired because you've been trying to carry the world on your back, but that was always my job, not yours. I want you to feel my hand on your shoulder right now. I am validating every struggle you've endured. I am acknowledging every sacrifice you made that went unnoticed by men. I noticed. I was there, and I am here now to tell you, it is okay to let go. It is okay to be weak in my presence, for my strength is made perfect in exactly that space. You don't have to perform for me. You just have to be with me. I want you to think about how quickly the years have slipped through your fingers. It often feels like just yesterday you were holding your children for the first time, or starting out on a path you thought would define your entire life. You spent your mornings rushing out the door, your evenings worrying over the bills on the kitchen table, and your nights planning for a future that always seemed to demand more and more from you. In the middle of all that constant noise and motion, the world slowly taught you to build walls around your soul. You built them to protect your heart from bitter disappointments, to shield your family from sudden hardships, and simply to survive the relentless, exhausting demands of providing. But walls do not just keep the harsh winds out, they also lock the silent pain inside. Without you even realizing it, the gentle peace you once knew, the simple trust you had in tomorrow, was traded for a heavy, suffocating coat of anxiety. You did not lose your peace all at once. It was not a single moment of defeat. It was taken from you in tiny, almost invisible fragments over the decades. It was stolen during those sleepless nights when you stared at the ceiling, wondering how to make ends meet. It was chipped away when someone you trusted walked away, or when a loved one passed on long before you were ready to say goodbye. Every sudden loss, every financial panic, every harsh word spoken in anger, and every daunting medical diagnosis added another stone to the invisible backpack you wear today. Now, looking at the years ahead and feeling your body change, you feel the crushing weight of that accumulation. You wonder if the illness you fear is just another heavy stone waiting to fall. You have allowed the world to convince you that peace is something you must earn through perfect health, a flawless family, or absolute certainty about tomorrow. But the world has lied to you, my dear friend. Do you remember the evening I sat in a dimly lit room with my closest friends, right before everything changed for them? They were completely terrified of the unknown future, just as you might be terrified right now of growing older and feeling more fragile. I looked at their worried faces, just as I look at yours right now, and I shared a promise that time can never erase. In the book of John, I told them, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." Notice that I did not promise them a life without physical aging or a path without bodily ailments. I promised you my peace. It is a deep, unshakable calm that the world cannot manufacture, and more importantly, a peace that a medical chart cannot take away. The world only offers peace when everything is going perfectly, but my peace is a quiet, sturdy anchor in the middle of your deepest uncertainties. The heavy burden you feel weighing on your chest today is simply the result of holding on to the world's fragile version of peace for entirely too long. You have tried so hard to control the uncontrollable, constantly bracing yourself for the next piece of bad news, the next ache in your bones, the next silent, lonely evening. That deep exhaustion in your mind is the symptom of carrying a world I never, ever asked you to carry. You lost your way, not because you were unfaithful or unworthy, but simply because you are beautifully, fragilely human, and the noise of life made you forget that I am still holding the map. I see exactly where you stumbled along the way, and I see exactly where you are sitting right now. The anatomy of your burden feels hopelessly complex to you, but to me, it is simply a precious heart that has forgotten how to rest in my hands. I want you to look at the clock ticking on your wall or the calendar hanging in your kitchen. The world has taught you to measure your worth by how much time you have left or how much you can still produce. You look at your hands that have worked so hard for so many years, and you feel the ache in your joints. You hear the ticking, and you think it is a countdown to fading away. A reminder that it is too late to fix the broken pieces of your story. But I am stepping into your room right now to tell you a profound truth about how I see time. My grace does not operate on a human clock. In my kingdom, there is no such thing as too late. The world tells you that your story is wrapping up, but I am telling you that the most beautiful, peaceful chapters can be written right now in the time you have left. You have been carrying the belief that because you are older, your mistakes are permanent and your regrets are sealed. You fear that if illness comes, it is a sign that your chance for redemption has passed. Please, let me wipe that lie from your heart this very second. Your physical body may feel the heavy toll of the seasons, but your spirit is completely untouched by earthly time when it rests in me. I do not look at your age or your medical records to decide if you are worthy of my total, unconditional love. I look at your heart, which is just as precious to me today as the day you took your first breath. The turning point of your life does not have to be a grand, dramatic event of your youth. It can happen quietly, right where you are sitting today. I am offering you a divine exchange. I want you to hand over the decades of silent guilt, the sharp sting of things you wish you had done differently, and the absolute terror of becoming a burden to your family. In return, I am giving you a clean slate. I am washing away the invisible stains of your past with a love so deep and so final that no doctor, no memory, and no accuser can ever bring them back to life. When you feel the shadow of illness trying to frighten you, I want you to remember that my grace is a shield around your mind. You do not need years and years to make things right with me. You only need a single moment of surrender. The thief who hung beside me only had a few moments left in his entire life, Yet in that briefest of moments, he found eternity and perfect peace. You have enough time. The days or years ahead of you, no matter how many they are more than enough for us to walk together in complete harmony. I am holding the pen, and I promise you that the rest of your story will be defined by my endless mercy, not by your past mistakes or your physical frailties. Breathe in my forgiveness right now. I want to show you how to walk in this new peace starting today, right in the quiet moments of your everyday life. You do not need to go on a long journey or learn complicated prayers to feel my presence. I simply want you to invite me into your daily routine, like a lifelong friend coming over to sit in the living room with you. Tomorrow morning, before you even place your feet on the floor and feel the ache in your joints, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to say to yourself that today is a fresh gift from me, completely free from the heavy shadows of yesterday. When that familiar, cold wave of anxiety about your health tries to wash over your mind, I want you to gently stop and speak to me. Tell me about your fears. Say to me that you are scared of the pain, or that you are terrified of what the test results might say. I will never be disappointed or angered by your honesty. Instead, I will sit beside you, hold your tired hands, and remind you that your physical body is just a temporary home, and your true, everlasting home with me is completely secure, beautiful, and completely untouched by illness. Your practical plan of rescue is to stop trying to fix everything you think you broke in the decades behind you. You may have adult children who seem distant, or family relationships that feel entirely impossible to mend. I want you to release the crushing burden of trying to be their savior or trying to rewrite history. That is my job, not yours. You can pray for them, and you can love them from exactly where you are right now, but you must let go of the paralyzing guilt that tells you that you did not do enough. Every single time a harsh memory of a past mistake rises up in your mind to steal your joy, I want you to picture me taking that specific memory out of your hands and tossing it into the deepest part of the sea. Replace that heavy, sinking thought with the absolute truth that you are fully forgiven, deeply cherished, and completely accepted just as you are. Spend your remaining days, however many they may be, intentionally collecting moments of simple, quiet joy. Notice the morning sunlight streaming through your kitchen window. Listen to the gentle sounds of the world outside, and let yourself truly feel the comforting warmth of a good cup of coffee. These are my small, daily love letters, written specifically for you. When the house feels far too quiet, and the modern isolation creeps into your evening, talk to me out loud. Tell me about your day, your fondest memories, and your lingering hopes. I am always listening, and I never, ever get tired of hearing your voice. You do not have to perform for anyone, and you certainly do not have to pretend to be strong anymore. Just be with me, and let my quiet, unending love be the loudest and most comforting voice in your life from this moment forward. We are walking this beautiful path together now, hand in hand, and I will never let you walk alone in the dark. You are safe, you are loved, and your future is held tightly and securely in my embrace. I want you to take this brave first step of faith today and let the world know that you are no longer carrying this heavy weight by yourself. Leave your burden in the comments below. Type, "I receive your peace, Lord," and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to walk together every single day.